Welcome, everyone, to the Paranormal Pride. I hope everybody's having a great night, and I hope we're going to have a really great show. Um, my guest tonight is Rick Waid. He is a seer. He's not here yet, so we can't see him, but we will shortly. So I hope everybody was able to catch the live stream on Saturday. I'm going to bring Carl up so we can talk about that a little while we wait on Rick. So come on up, Carl.
Hello, Denise.
So over the weekend, we did a live stream for the Paranormal Giving Tree, and it yielded some excellent results.
And you know what was funny about that?
What?
There was supposed to be 6 places go live.
Mm-hmm.
We were the only one that went live.
Did everybody else just forget, or they just didn't have?
I don't think they had internet.
Oh, maybe from the storms.
It could have been. Because I went over on Things Network to check the other shows, and none of them were on there.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I know that you started at 7:30.
Yeah.
And you went until midnight.
Yeah, about 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock?
Yeah, because it went 4.5 hours live.
Okay. So, and how many people? Wayne, you had quite a few people watching.
Yep.
So you had me and Ron as guest virtual investigators.
Right. How'd you like doing that?
It was fun.
Different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's not like we haven't done that before. We just never did it that long before.
Right.
So it was kind of different there. It's harder when I can't tell distance. Things like that. That's the only thing that's hard. But if I had done it maybe in a place that I didn't know, maybe it'd be easier.
Right.
Or maybe it'd be harder. I don't know. But in the case of, we knew the location, so it kind of helped a little bit.
So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we tried the Echo Box, we did necrophonics, the SLS, dowsing rods, and we did the new Ink Box X that we got from Supernatural Inc. from Katie Stafford. So, hello, Shonda.
Hey there, welcome. Shondi. How are you? It's been a long time since I've seen your name. So, but yeah, so you had those ghost boxes. Gary had his SLS. And where did the best evidence come from?
Actually, the best evidence that we got a lot through the Echo Box and necrophonics and thumb through the ink box up there underneath the tree while it was sprinkling rain there. But when I got to the far east side, a lot of people were seeing the Indian faces in there. You were seeing them in there and everything. But then you started talking about a portal and led me to the direction of where this portal was at on the east side in the timber. Something that, and you've been out there several times, I've been out there several times, and have never heard anybody mention a portal out there.
That was, let's see, that we've been out there 3 times physically. Once was just a quick, hey, this is the graveyard, and 2 times we camped.
Right.
And the 3rd time was the only time we ever went in the woods.
Right. And you've seen how it was and everything, but between you and 2 or 3 people in the comment section over there led us down to an area where they say there's a pretty good sized portal, an Native American portal and stuff. And there we started getting all kinds of stuff out of the ink box and the dowsing rods, and people seeing faces in the trees, around the trees, and all kinds of different things. That was actually, if you go back and watch the video, I was there 2 hours out of the 4.5 hours in that one spot.
I'm sorry. Or,
that's all right. Hey,
it's either I'm sorry or you're welcome.
Hey, it was interesting as all get out.
Yeah, Ron was telling me some of the stuff that occurred.
It went fast.
And he said it went fast.
It
Because, I mean,
didn't
I
seem
was
like-
only gone.
I mean, it was just something going on the whole time.
Yeah. I think I was gone like an hour and 20 minutes
Right.
with Ruby. So,
And then, you know, with wind blowing and stuff like that, you'd see all the leaves blowing, then they'd stop, and then you'd see the top ones blowing a little bit. They'd stop, and then the inside ones closer to the camera
mhm.
would start blowing. But where I was standing, right behind it, there was no wind at all
Right.
and stuff. And I mean, between the people in the comment and you and Ron, and oh man, it was very interesting. It opened up a whole lot of new ideas. We have a trail cam now facing what is supposed to be this portal, and we're going to leave it. Well, Gary's going down tomorrow, I believe, to check the batteries in it, see if they got drained, for one thing, and to change the SD card. So we're going to leave it up there for quite a while.
Well, the rain should help him have to go out there to mow.
Right, right.
So, how's he getting out there? Because he's not supposed to be driving, right?
No, he can drive. They haven't pulled his license or anything yet.
Hey, Cassie.
Hi, Cassie.
So, and hello, Lorna. Don't want to ignore you. So, do you think that me saying what I was seeing was helping other people see stuff, or that they were just confirming that they see the same thing?
They were confirming what you said you saw, and almost all the descriptions of what they seen in the portal before you even said the size of it, they said. And then you came in afterwards, you'd stepped out for a second and came in and told us the size of it, which equaled out to about the same size. But the neat thing about it was dowsing now the ghost meter that I had out there
Mm-hmm.
and everything, it didn't register nothing.
No, and like I said, I don't know why it didn't register anything at all unless it was touching something. And it's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be.
It may be, it's old. I've had it for 8 years, so it may be, you know. But no, but the dowsing rods were the big deal.
Okay, hang on a sec. It's Pastor Gary on the phone. He says he must be blocked on Facebook because he can't chat or nothing in there.
Oh, really?
He's trying, but he can't get nowhere.
Oh.
Tell him to try the Paranormal Pride
Listening
page.
to you, but he can't get into the chat.
Is he on the Bill of Rights Network?
Are you on the Bill of Rights Network?
We're troubleshooting.
Yep.
Okay.
Tell him to try mine.
Tell him to go to
The Paranormal Pride.
Paranormal Pride Facebook.
He said to go to Paranormal Pride on
Facebook and watch it there and try to
watch
comment.
it there, and that way see if you can comment then.
He's having problems here.
Well, I know his internet company.
Different, didn't have any interference.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so give that a try, and if you can't leave a message or anything on that, call me back, and I'll come back here and talk to him again.
Okay, he's going to try it over on
Okay.
your Facebook page and see.
That's over at
But
Denise's page.
but yeah, that whole deal and those dowsing rods inside, they were energized because you've seen me use them where they'll go just like that,
Yeah.
right? As soon as I asked the question if these will work, they went wham, just like that. And I had to say, thank you, open them back up before they would release.
For those of you hearing the phone, it is election night before election here.
Yeah.
So the phone will probably ring off the hook tonight. So
No, it won't. I'm unplugging
Ron's unplugging it. So
Oh,
for a couple hours.
if you're in Kansas, just go vote tomorrow. I don't care how you
Missouri,
vote.
go vote.
Yeah, just go vote. Don't care
Good
how
luck
you
calling
vote.
us now, Jackass.
Vote and have your word heard the way you vote.
That's right. And then don't tell me how you voted because I don't really care. Just tell me
No.
that you voted. That's all.
Yeah.
So,
But that was, I mean, teetotally interesting. And if you notice and you go watch the videos, I'm still trying to figure this out. When I went back up to get tell him to get the trail cam, I wasn't around the camera. Did you notice it zoomed in and zoomed out?
mhm.
Yeah.
That's because
That
it was trying
camera
to
don't zoom when we're on StreamYard.
right. It's because it was trying to focus on something that was coming through. And hi, Judy, love you, my sister.
Yeah, Shonda. But
So,
yeah, I noticed that when I went back and rewatched some of it today. I would notice and it would go up and stay there for a second and then come back. And I'm like, it don't do that.
yeah. And did it get blurry suddenly for no reason and then go back? Because I know during the live it was.
Right. Hey, Judy. But yeah, it was. I tell you what, that was one of the most interesting times we've had out at the cemetery. It really was.
Yeah.
So, you guys, please keep Eastern Kentucky in your prayers while they're recovering from the flooding. My sister
Yeah.
Judy lives in Pike County. That's Pike and Floyd, I think, were called disaster areas. One of my cousins wasn't able to get out of his house, and my cousin's girlfriend's house was flooded out. So over in Dorton, Kentucky. So it's not good. For those of you who know there was flooding in Vegas as well on Thursday, and my daughter there ended up getting some flooding on her street. But good news is she sold her house that night, so somebody else's problem.
Yeah, somebody else got it.
So she had already had everything moved out of her house and ready to get onto the moving truck, and
New People's Insurance Company is really going to love them.
the New People is an investment company.
Oh, they're
So they
really
were gonna-
good. The insurance company's really going to love them.
Yeah. So, and the neighbor's tree ended up down in my daughter's yard. And, there's not that many trees in Vegas.
No.
I mean, there's palm trees, but regular trees, there's not a lot. So it
Yeah.
ended up down in her yard, and a bunch of retaining walls because of the 70-mile-an-hour winds. I think they had a microburst is what I think happened out there.
Very well could have.
And they had rain Friday. They had another storm Friday out there. And Lynn Lacey said that she saw a lot of ground flooding as well. But it's just hard to believe that a third of an inch of rain could cause that much trouble in Vegas.
They're
but-
not set up for rain. They're drainage system.
Well, the thing is they have all these washes and all these places to collect water, but they didn't. It's been their monsoon season, so needless to say, the ground had already absorbed what it was going to absorb. But again, I think they had a microburst.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. But yeah, Kentucky, Tennessee, all that down in there got some really bad, heavy rains.
Yeah.
A lot of pictures on Facebook showing it, and it was not good.
Yeah, Lindsay and Devin have hit rain every day of their drive from Vegas. They're in Monroe, Louisiana tonight, the home of CenturyLink and Duck Dynasty for those of you who watch TV. So, but yeah, I've been worried about Kentucky a lot,
Right.
as a family.
Yeah, you got family down there.
I have family. Where don't I have family at this point?
Well, that's true.
That's it. So, well, the thing is, this is monsoon season. This is actually normal for Arizona and New Mexico to get as much rain as they're getting.
Right.
So they get almost all their rain in June, July, August for the entire year. I have family in Tucson, and she said basically the same thing. She goes, "This is normal." it shows them, yeah, maybe steamy, and it's the only time they ever have any humidity. So at least Devin and Lindsay were prepared for the humidity.
Right.
But yeah, this morning we got up, it was 90 degrees. It was about 90 degrees down there. It's warmer here than Oklahoma City.
Right.
There was a police chase.
A lot warmer.
Not too far from us. Lindsay told us all about it. She didn't see it, but she told me about it. She said there was a police chase. And so we missed out on that in Oklahoma City this morning.
Well, it's pretty good. Probably a good reason why you missed out on it. You don't want to be around those police chases because you never know what's going to happen nowadays.
No, I've been involved in a couple. Not that I was driving, but I was in the middle of a couple in Johnson County back years ago when we lived in Kansas City, Missouri. At any given moment, we could have been in a police chase. We always had the South Patrol helicopters over our old house.
Right.
We lived by the mosque out there in South Kansas City. And for some reason, every time there was a crime, South Patrol would bring out the helicopters and search the field behind my house. I was like, okay.
And something else that was crazy down there Saturday night. We had 3 different trains go during that time frame. We never have a train go by when we're investigating.
Maybe they rerouted them.
Maybe they're hauling more freight now.
Maybe. Warren Buffett, it was his, that's the reason gas prices are high. Of course, we're not supposed to get political on here, so we're not.
We're not. We save that for tomorrow night's show.
Yeah. So.
But, but there again, back to the investigation, that whole west side that I walked up and through, you were all seeing Indian spirits. Like that's the Indian part of the cemetery.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there was. I mean, well, with those mounds back there, they're just oddly located, different sized. There's no proof of anything at this point other than, hey, I feel like this when I'm here. I feel like I'm disrespecting someone by standing here. This is what I'm hearing when I'm here. Until we can do something to figure out what's in there. Because, I mean, the last thing you want to do is dig.
Exactly.
Because that's disrespectful. I mean, if somebody went and started digging on the Cahokia mounds, I don't think that would be good.
No.
And that's what they believe that is. They believe that that's a giant burial site in Cahokia, Illinois.
That's why, when we first started getting the cemetery out there, we made an auger bit that was 1 inch in diameter, 4 foot long. Where we figured there was graves at, we would go down. And I've got one of those little bitty snake cameras that hooks to a computer. And we would put it down in there to see if there was clothing or buttons.
Yeah.
And then fill the hole back in. But that was just testing. We haven't done that for a long time.
Yeah.
Out there. But we did find a couple. Went down, and when I pulled the drill out, it had white material on it in those woods.
Right.
So that told me something was down in there about 2 foot.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that up there, they're not going to be buried very deep.
No.
Because there's a lot of rock in that area. Hi, Dave. Been a long time since you've been watching.
Which reminded me that I'd heard from Ross, which I thought was odd, but we're not going to get into that. Dave Harding.
Yeah.
Oh.
From when I was on Ross's network.
Yeah.
So needless to say, here I am, Dave, every Monday night at 7 o'clock still, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock your time. Hope everything's good there in...
Guess Ross doesn't have anything else. So.
Hope everything's doing good there in Pennsylvania. So, and I'm hoping that my guest will be here. If my guest is not here in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to call it a show.
Yeah, you've had a long day.
I've had a long day, and I was really looking forward to talking to Rick. And sometimes things happen that we can't control, and we know it. And it could just be that he, time may have gotten away from him,
Right.
and maybe that he's in. I think he's in an Eastern time zone in Michigan.
Probably.
And he may have just misconstrued times, but even so, it is what it is. I have other things to get upset about. This is not one of them.
Yeah.
So, tomorrow night we're going to be talking to Katie and Katie Stafford, and we're going to be talking about some of the evidence that we got last night or Saturday night with his box, and so. Yes, Shondi, he is silly sometimes. I love Rick. He's such a good guy. And
yeah, he is.
So I did send him a message, and I know that he gets really busy and stuff, especially with his son.
Right.
So, his son just had surgery June, I think it was. I can't keep track of that, but I know his son has an appointment coming up here to check on his brain surgery. He'd had brain surgery. So I'm hoping everything's okay.
So
Figure no news is good news is the way I look at it. So, but yeah, we're going to talk to Katie and Katie about that. We're also going to talk to Katie about Ghost of Devil's Perch that's getting ready to start here in a couple weeks.
Actually, supposed to start later this week.
Isn't it? Maybe it's tomorrow.
Yeah, he's supposed to leave first week of August. That's why I was shocked you got him on here. Because August the 28th will be a premiere.
August 21st.
August 21st, the premiere?
That's what it says. It says August 21st.
Well, he told me the 28th, so I'll have to get a hold of him and find out.
You need to talk to Katie, not KD. Katie
I know.
So, and when she's not around, apparently that's my job, I'm told.
Oh, okay. But but anyway, one of those two dates, the 21st, is supposed to be having a live premiere down there at their new building.
Yep.
So.
And I expect to be invited.
Yeah.
I hope they know that. But yeah.
I know, I already told them.
It says travel season announced season 1 release date for Ghost of Devil's Perch, August 21st. This is.
What starts next week?
I don't. Isn't that Alone? The other Alone? There's Alone Frozen. Survival show.
Right.
So for those of you out there that like Alone, there's 2 more seasons coming. One right after the other. So as soon as this season's over, another one's starting, and then another one after that. They're going to be special named. So we're looking forward to that. And I hope you people are out there listening to On Patrol Live as well on Reels. It is very good. So I know that we were busy on Saturday with the event, but it's on Fridays and Saturdays starting at 8:00 Central. And it is so close to live PD. And the crime of the week
so close.
might be the police chase that we missed out on in Tulsa.
It might be.
Because that's where Styx is from Tulsa on the show. No, it was Tulsa.
Let's see, this weekend.
By Tulsa. I looked it up.
This coming weekend, you're heading to Iowa, right?
No, the following weekend.
Oh, the following weekend.
Yeah.
I thought it was this coming weekend.
No, this coming weekend we were planning on bringing you a dog.
I know.
So now we have nothing this weekend.
Oh, good.
So,
relax.
And I have a doctor appointment on the 9th for all this heart stuff. I need to find out what's going on. It's tearing me up.
Yes, you do.
So, but no, family reunions, 12th, and probably to be the first time we don't stop by the Villisca Axe Murder House on the way to or from the reunion. No reason to stop.
No, because Johnny's not there no more.
Yeah,
he's next door.
Oh, cool people.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he lives next door. But the whole thing is it's too expensive to go for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So why go? And Leah doesn't really want to go with her and with
We're
her
not going.
kids, so
No,
we're not
we're
going.
not.
So it's not a big deal.
And another thing, I told you about what we're going to have Friday morning here on the Bill of Rights Network, an MM1 fight with knives and shields and all that live from England or UK over there. But guess where they're going to be at?
Where?
They're going to be in the center arena of a castle.
Oh,
So I was thinking while I'm watching it live, having my digital recorder going and maybe the ink box to see if something comes through the castle.
well, if you're watching on Facebook, again, turn on your closed captioning and see if it picks up anything.
Exactly.
You can, you guys can turn on closed captioning when you're watching just regular TV and might possibly pick something up that's not that you really can't hear very well. Even though I hate closed captioning because it's not grammatically correct. It drives me crazy.
Right.
But,
But folks, Friday morning at about 7 a.m. Central Time, tune in here to the Bill of Rights Network. One of our hosts from the UK will be fighting in the MM1 with the swords and shields and axes. So it'll be interesting to watch Luke over there doing that.
what does MM1 stand for?
I don't know. I figured he was going to say the MMA, and he pulled up a video and showed me, and I went, that ain't MMA. But they fight just like MMA, except they use the shield and the swords hitting until they grab you, and then they throw you down and try to. That one guy beat the other guy up with the shield.
Is it quite? It's M1.
M1, okay.
Medieval. I think the M stands for medieval.
Okay.
So there you go. That should at least help clarify that a little bit. So if you're going to look it up and find out what he's talking about, look up M1.
M1
fighting is how I found it.
But yeah, it's going to be. I set him up on his phone, so he's going to have his phone recording while he's fighting.
Okay. Well, hopefully he doesn't get hurt.
I hope not, but if it does, we'll find out first. Yeah, you're correct, Denise. Lorna said it because I messed it up, but that ain't nothing new over here.
No, I mean it's not a big deal. I looked it up, so
right. But yeah, I didn't know they did anything like that in an arena.
I didn't either.
Especially with sharp swords and axes.
Well, I guess
he sent me a picture of his axe that will be in tomorrow that he ordered for this fight. That thing looks like it could really do some damage.
Velisca Axe Murder House did a little damage.
Yeah,
put a hole in the ceiling.
This is a 2-pound axe, about yay long, and it's curled and pointed on one end, and then the big blade on the other end.
Well, the one that they used for the Velisca Axe Murders was more than 2 pounds. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that was a firefighter's axe, wasn't it?
No, it was one for cutting wood.
Okay.
So,
double bladed.
Yeah.
No, it was not. It had it was flat on one side.
Flat on one side and sharp on the other. That's what we call the firefighters.
Yeah, but back then they used it for cutting wood.
Right.
So,
you slam it down and hammer it down in further.
Yeah. So when it hit the ceiling, since it was flat, it put a hole in the ceiling at the Velisca Axe Murders. So that's why I know it was flat. And I've seen it because Darwin showed it to us a long time ago. So Ben, that seems like so long ago. Every time I talk about Darwin, I have to think back about when that was. It's so long ago now. So, but you know what, guys? I'd like to thank all of you for coming in and listening. But join us tomorrow night on Paranormal Nation Radio, Not So Normal, when we have on Katie and Katie Stafford. And we'll be talking about that. And we're going to get deeper into this investigation and some other stuff tomorrow night. So I hope you guys have a great week. And join us here next Monday. I'll let you know who my guest is once I book one. So
Sounds good.
hopefully it'll be Rick. Yeah, it's the puppy's first night in our house. So it's my granddaughter or my daughter's dogs that my granddaughter wants to keep forever and ever.
You're not going to get any sleep, I can tell you that.
I'll just move them downstairs.
You're going to hear that all night long.
No, they sleep good. They're
good.
great. So
Oh, okay.
I'll try to reschedule Rick for next Monday, and if I can, if not, I'll surprise you guys with somebody great that you're going to love it just as much. So have a great weekend, and thank you guys for listening to the Paranormal Pride. And join us here every Monday night at 7, and check out the other shows on the Bill of Rights Network.
Have a good evening.